Order of operations. This is our new topic. So in order for us to work with this, we're going to be starting first of all with simply a statement, a mathematical statement. So let's say we have 8 plus 2 times 6. Okay, so this is our mathematical statement. What is the solution to this problem? Well, we need to have a structure, we need to have order in order for us to get a constant or a true value, in the sense that no one work it out different. Looking at this equation, if we had no structure, no order, we can possibly get two different solutions. Let's see how. So let me write the same equation on this side and see what then happens if we were to work it out a different method. Okay, so it's the same problem. So let's see. I'm going to start this problem first of all by working out this one here, starting by addition first of all. So when I work this out, I say 8 plus 2, that gives me 10. So I have just worked 8 plus 2, that gives me 10 times 6. Okay, now 10 times 6 will give me 60. So that's our solution based on that problem there, if this is the correct way. I'm not saying that this is, but let's see what then happens in the other scenario. So if I was to take the same problem and work it out from this side here, which is multiplication first in this case and then addition, let's see what then happens. We would end up with 8 plus, and 2 times 6 would give us 12. Okay, so now 8 plus 12 is going to give us 20. Now this means that we would get two different solutions. One of them has to be the correct solution, and therefore we need to have an order for us to work this out. Okay, so we got two different solutions. So which one is the correct solution? Well, let's bring in our judge. This is our calculator, and let's write out the same equation. We're going to say 8 plus 2 times 6 equals, and our solution for that one there will be equals 20. That means that this is what we got, this to be the correct solution. Consider this to be the court, and so therefore, based on the evidence given to the front, this is our solution, not this one here. So this is wrong. So therefore, what can we say about this? Well, let's try our next equation, our next problem, and see what then happens. So I'm going to move this up a little bit. This means that I did multiplication first. So I'm going to have now 10 plus 4 times 2 equals 10 plus 4 times 2 equals. If the answers are consistent, that means that that's supposed to be the correct method. So we're going to say 10 plus 4, that gives us 14 times 2, and 14 times 2 gives us 28. That is one evidence. Let's try the next one. Multiplication first, going from, so we say 4 times 2 gives us 8 plus 10. Alright, so now 10 plus 8 gives us 18. So let's see which one is the solution again. So we're bringing our judge now, which is our calculator, and we do the same thing over again. We say 10 plus 4 times 2 equals. Therefore, the evidence points that this is the correct method, not this one here. So therefore, based on this observation, we can say that multiplication must be done first before addition. Okay, so that is multiplication first. Now in general, this is what is known as the order of operation. So multiplication comes before addition. Right, so this is the way you're going to work it out. Now notice there's no brackets, there's no parentheses here. So for right now, if you're given a problem like this, you should do multiplication first. Okay, so then let's see, what do we have in the order of operation. We have something what we call parentheses. Parentheses. Okay, we have what we call exponents, and then we have what we call multiplication and division. So we will do multiplication and division. and then we will have addition and subtraction. Now what does all this means? This simply means that whenever we have a mathematical statement, we look at the problem and see if there's any parentheses. Obviously none of these we had parentheses, okay, so this was out. We will get examples like this also. We didn't have any exponent, so this is out, but we had multiplication and addition, so therefore multiplication must be done first and then addition, or multiplication and then subtraction, or division and then addition, or division and then subtraction. But you are not to do addition and subtraction before any of these operations. These must be done first, okay? So then let's see another example. Consider that we have now, if I just give us a problem like this, call this example, and let's say our example says 50 plus 3 times 4. This means that we are going to do multiplication first. Here's multiplication, so we're going to say 3 times 4, that is 12, and we say plus 50. 50 plus 12 will give us 62. That's our solution, okay? Let's go with the next one. If we had 50 minus 3 times 4 equals, well, consider this to be, first of all, the first two things which will multiply. So here in this example, you can say, imagine as if there is a bracket here, or let's just do multiplication first of all. So we bring down our 50, keep the minus, and 3 times 4 will give us 12, which is equals then 50 minus 12 give us a value of 38. That's our solution. Since I use subtraction here, let us bring the judge to see what then happens. Alright, so judge, we have a 50 minus 3 times 4, and our solution is, based on the evidence, 38. Therefore this is correct. So in other words, multiplication must be done before subtraction, okay? So multiplication and division must be done before addition or subtraction. Alright, therefore we're going to say now that this here, this information is known as the order of operation, and this just gives us structure so that whenever anyone works mathematical problems, they should end up to the same answer. So this is the order of operation. So based on all this information, remember, if you don't have any parentheses or exponents, you will go to multiplication and division first, okay, and then you do your addition and subtraction. Alright, so that's for the order of operations. So then let's see a problem where we will have parentheses, okay, and then we're going to drop in some exponents inside. So let's go to the next page. Remember, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, then addition and subtraction. So we're going to have a problem where we work with, just push this up a little bit more, and we have the other example, and our example say goes as follows. So then our problem which we will be working with is as follows. Consider a problem like this. We have 8 plus 4 open close brackets and times 6 divided by 3 minus 2 times 8. What's the solution? Well, we shouldn't get frightened from this problem, because once we follow the order of operation, we should get back the correct answer, and we'll bring in the judge afterwards and see what the judge tells us, which is our calculator, and see what is the solution. So based on this working out and our judge here, we should get back our same solution, okay? So let's start. Well, according to our order of operation, it says parentheses first. So where's the parentheses? Let me put the parentheses here in red, stretch it on red. There's our parentheses. There's nobody else in parentheses here, so therefore this must be done first, this operation which is inside. So then what is that solution? Well, 8 plus 4 will give us 12. So we put here 12, and then we have times 6 divided by 3 minus 2 times 8. That's our next step. All right, so who comes next? Well, according to our order of operation, it says multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. There's no exponent, so therefore exponents is out of the question. So therefore we go with multiplication, which is on our left hand side, this side. The multiplication is also here. Well, let's start going one step at a time. So therefore we say 12 times 6. Remember, this is what we're working with right now. 12 times 6 is going to give us 36. 6 times 2 gives us 12. 6 times 1, 6, 7, 72. Sorry about that. So that's 72 divided by 3 minus 2 times 8. Okay, so that's our solution to that part there. So now we're going to continue. It says division. Let's continue for our left hand side. We could have multiplied this out right away, but let's work with this piece here. So we go now and we say 72 divided by 3. That is going to give us 4 minus 2 times 8 equals. Well, according to our order of operation, it says parentheses, exponents, multiplication, and division. We have a multiplication here, so therefore we need to do this multiplication before doing the subtraction. So therefore we end up with 24 minus 2 times 8 is going to give us 16 equals, and 24 take away 16 is going to be 8, and that's our solution. So let's bring in our judge here, which is our calculator, and see if we get back the same solution. We should get to the same solution. So therefore we have open bracket, we have 8 plus 4 close bracket times 6 divided by 3 minus 2 times 8. And the moment of truth, based on our information given, we have 8, and so our solution there is 8. Therefore this is correct. So notice what we did. We work from the left hand side going towards our right hand side. So we did our brackets or parentheses first, and then we went, still keeping to our left hand side, going towards our right hand side, going in that direction, going until eventually we end up with our solution, which is 8. So that is the order of operation. Consistency. Okay, so let's go with some other examples now. Turn the page over, and there. Now remember what we said. Our order of operation says parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So let's say we have now addition and subtraction in the same equation or at the same level. Well, let's see our problem. Like, for example, we have 2 minus 5, 2 plus 5 minus 7 plus 6 minus 1. Now, how do we know which one to do first? Well, let's follow addition and subtraction. We are at the bottom level. We don't have any parentheses, we don't have any multiplication, we don't have any multiplication or division, in other words, or exponents, but we have addition and subtraction. So these are the same operation in the same level or on the same line. So which one should we do first? Well, in this case, my advice, go from left to right. So that's how you're going to go. This is your left, you go to working out all the way towards your right hand side. So therefore let's start. 2 plus 5 is going to give us 7 minus 7 plus 6 minus 1 equals. Notice this just came down. This 7 came from this 2 plus 5, and 7 take away 7 is going to give us 0 plus 6 take away 1 equals. So 0 could be disregarded and bring up to the next step, giving us 6 take away 1 equals. 6 take away 1 is going to give us 5. That's our solution based on our order of operation going from left to right. Let's bring in our judge again, which is our calculator, and see what then happens. I have 2 plus 5 take away 7 plus 6 take away 1. Moment of truth, we have there our solution, our value 5. So we have 5 there, so therefore our solution here is correct. In other words, you can go from left to right. That is just the rule. Alright, not to say that you would get a different answer if you were going from right to left, but let's keep consistency in our work. So you start from left to right if all the operations are the same, okay, which means at the same level. So then if you notice, this was with addition, subtraction in the same level. So let's try one with multiplication and division. Let's see what then happens. Well, our example is as follows. We have 6 plus 4, no, 6 times 4 divided by 8 times 3. Okay, so that's our working out. Now when we have these problems here, according to our order of operations, says we should do brackets or parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division. So since they are at the same level, you're going to start from your left hand side again, going towards your right hand side. So let's start working from this side. 6 times 4 is going to give us 24 divided by 8 times 3. Now we're going to say 24 divided by 8, that gives us 3 times 3, and 3 times 3 is going to give us 9. So therefore let's see if that is true. So we're going to bring our judge here again and see what then happens. 6 times 4 divided by 8 times 6 times 4 divided by 8 times 3, and our solution is 9. Therefore, since we got 9 with our calculator, this answer here is correct. In other words, you are going to work from the left towards the right hand side. Now let's take this same problem and see what then happens if we had the same operation at the same level. So we're going to work with this one here at the top. Consider that we had 2 plus 5 plus 7 plus 6 plus 1. What is the solution towards that? Well, does it make a difference which one do you add first? No, because all of them have the same operation. So it doesn't make any difference if you start from this side, the middle, the outside. The whole thing, the whole concept is that you will add all of the numbers. So therefore we can say 2 plus 5, that gives us 7 plus 7, and then 6 plus 1, that gives us 7. So we have 7 plus 7 plus 7, which will give us 21. Alright, so it doesn't make any difference. So here the solution is irrelevant which one you will add first. Likewise, the same thing happens if we were to say 6 times 4 times 8 times 3. Which one should we multiply first? It doesn't make any difference. Just multiply all of them, one right after the other, and that's it, because they are at the same level and the operation is the same. So therefore, remember the order of operations is parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. So that is for the order of operations for this moment. I have some other examples for you guys to follow with the order of operations.